I am the big tank.
On the battlefield of life, nothing's harder than a tank. Yeah, have you ever met a man, hearts full of love, bigger than a tank?
Big tank.
He served in a few wars, he's a veteran that stands for a cause. For the best interviews and news, just keep it glued to the tank.
I am the tank. Big tank.
Tank Talk.
Tank.
Big Tank Talk.
Tank. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Big Tank Talk. And yes, we are back. Today, I have the pleasure of bringing back my very first Big Tank Talk live guest, PianoMike. PianoMike, welcome back to Big Tank Talk.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
We do have a bit of lag on your side, but I'm sure that'll work itself out. But every interview starts the same. Tell us a little bit about you and how you came to be on Clapper.
Yeah, tell me if it starts lagging. Go by PianoMike some days, other days I go by Michael Myers. That's my real name. And I have a passion for piano of it, and I've been creating my whole life, but decided to display it on some social media, and people seem to like it, so I continue to do that. And yeah, I do piano covers, and I play with other people as well.
Okay. Now, I happen, because we've interviewed before, I do know you do a thing called chasing pianos around New York.
Yeah.
So can you tell everybody what that encompasses?
Yeah, I chase public piano, so I get a thrill out of just basically playing any type of piano, but playing in front of people. I just like for them to hear it. So I like to go to public places where there's a piano and play it. And if there is one, I'm there. And, like I go to the World Trade Center in New York every Monday and Thursday after I get out of work. And I make myself available for the community, and I meet a lot of people over there. I network over there. I meet connections. And how's the connection over there?
It's better. It's better. No lie. Yeah.
Oh, it's better?
So tell
Okay,
me, when
good.
you do these, when you show up at these public pianos and you play, how do the people respond to you?
Some of them stop and they appreciate it and they talk afterwards, but most people they just walk by. I don't know, lately they don't really stay and watch like they used to. Their people's attention spans are different.
Yeah,
Like, it's not just me, it's other people too. Like, I noticed that the people, they don't give it the attention that it deserves anymore.
I understand. Bugs asked, do people try to give you tips when you play?
I've seen, it's been a while since somebody gave me a tip. That place, they don't really, it's not really like a tip play. Usually, like, when you see someone doing their own thing, like when they have their own equipment, if they're busking, then they'll tip. But in this type of situation, it's more of like a public community thing where it's not really, people don't tip for this specific situation, if that makes any
Right.
sense.
Yeah, I understand.
But
So
I mean,
painted memory. Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead and finish. I didn't mean to interrupt.
This one place that I go to, which is like it's in the subway. So there's this lady Barbara who has NYC, and she makes public spaces an art display throughout New York. So she hooked up with some music people called Sing for Hope, and they basically rent out spaces from grants and they put art in the spaces, so it's like filling up empty spaces for a good cause. And there's one place she put the piano busking station in New York, and there I'll put a tip pad out, and people will give me tips sometimes. Yeah, but it's not really much. It's like a couple dollars, but it's fun. I don't do it for the money.
You're
Cause with
robotic,
people that need
robotic,
it.
Mike.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I am
Thought
very
I was
interested
in a good
in your
spot.
answers to the question. So,
I'm gonna move the blinds to see if it works. Is this any better?
okay. Yeah, I think so.
My apartment's a mess.
All right, let me ask you the next question, and we'll see how it goes. Okay.
Sure.
Painted Memories, which is one of Clapper's favorite artists, Tina, wants to know: do you have a favorite song to play?
It changes whenever. So the songs that I like to play changes by how what type of a mood I'm in, or if I get sick of it. If I like a song, I'll obsess over it so I don't like it anymore, and then I'll find a new song to play, whether it's an original or whether it's a song, whether it's somebody.
You're lagging again, brother. Back to robotic.
Let's go to the
Are you
next
with us?
question. Yeah, I'm here.
All right,
It seems
Ronan,
I
Ronan
I'm
Saga,
getting
which
good. It
is
says that
Ronan.
I got good.
I understand. Ronan wants to know how you learned to play, and was it classical music training?
I learned to play by ear. I listen. Everything is just self-taught.
And you've been playing for how many years now?
I've been playing since I was 5, so I'm 39 now, so about 34 years.
Right on. Bugs wants to know: have any famous people ever stopped when you've been out playing public pianos?
Yeah, I've ran into a couple of runner-ups on American Idol, the contestants on them. As far as like anybody super famous, it depends on what famous is. There's some well-known pianists that have come. I don't know if you would know them, but they're pretty well piano world. There's this big Japanese um, piano player called Hayoto Sum. Oh no, I forgot his name, but yeah, he's huge and he's really talented. I definitely met him over.
One thing I notice, and when you do a lot of these and you post it in your content, you quite often are doing duets with other people playing piano with you, or I know you've done a few with a young lady playing violin. How often do you duet with people?
I like to involve everybody, and it's just like those type of moments are really full to me because you can't really plan that. It's not staged. You can't really plan it out. You can't practice that, and those magical moments that mean a lot to me. So I try to do it as much as I can. I don't want to do it too much because I don't want to take anybody else's shine away, but when I feel like it's an
Right?
appropriate moment to jump in and get those spontaneous moments, it works out pretty well in the long run.
Do you ever involve kids? Try to get them to join in?
Yeah, I do. Whenever I see their parents bring them by, I'll like bust out like the Baby Shark song, and they always love they always like dance to it and clap their hands. I recently posted a video doing that on my page, to start to get them into music and chill on that.
Miss Tracy wants to know when you're doing these duets, do others just show up or do you guys plan ahead?
It's never really planned. It's like, hey, you want to jam? Come join in if you want, or like it's every they're mainly you can't. It's not practiced. It's
Okay, here's a question. It's a little different. Uh, in 34 years, you've had to have played what, thousands of pianos? Yes.
I've played thousands because I've been playing for 34 years, or like I think it's like since I started being on Clapper, that's when I started playing every day and started like obsessing over it. But before that, I wasn't really that much into playing the piano. I mean,
So, in your opinion, what piano would you say has the best sound? It's the best one to play.
aside from a Steinway, I love playing a Yamaha. Yamaha, I don't know. They made me wrong. I always a good experience. People just it's preference, but there's always like those Steinways that are like the Rolls Royce of pianos. But then like I guess like the Bentley, or like let's say like the BMW or the Mercedes. That's
Right.
not for me.
Okay. I believe, if I recall correctly from our last interview, um, your primary influence in getting you started was your grandmother. Am I right?
Yeah, she said she first keyboard when I was 5 and showed me the Mary Had a Little Lamb song, and she taught love for the piano since then.
Right. Who would you say are your biggest influences up besides your grandmother?
So nowadays, influence are my friends, my piano buddies that I see playing the piano when I go, because I listen and I think about how to incorporate what they're doing into uh my own repertoire, because a lot of the time I'll just get doing my own stuff. So I got to think about like incorporating new stuff and new ideas. And that's when the inspiration
Right.
say, hey, that sounded cool. And I'll look at it and I'll be like, and I'll say, hey, do that again. And I'll look at them and see how they did that. And then I'll learn that. And then I'll start to, develop my own little thing on depending on what they did. That's basically right now. I mean, aside from like, the big artists out there, like big pop artists and the big namers, but my main inspiration is my friends and my musician friends that I interact with all the time.
Absolutely understand. Um, Paul, which is Fear the Reaper, he wants to know: have you managed to put out a song yet with a record company, and I'll add, or independently? Have you released any of your own music?
This Friday the
Bad signal.
13th
Bad signal again,
release
Mike.
for my single. Maybe this is better. So Friday the 13th is my release. I'm releasing on all major platforms. It's gonna be there, called The Vision by PianoMike. Piano all cap. It's
Robot
gonna
again,
be
brother.
available Friday the 13th at midnight.
All right, I will definitely look for that.
Yeah, please stay looking on it. It's gonna be. I don't know if you guys if it bought it out, but Friday the 13th, March, this coming up month, is The Vision by PianoMike. You could use it. It's going to be on every platform and you could use it. Yes, there you go. Thank you. And you could use it for your reels. You could do music over it. I want to see what other people want to do with it, whether they sing over it, whether they do another instrument over it, whether they want to share it in a reel. It's like generic. It could be used for anything, and I hope you guys like
I'm
it.
sure I will, Mike. I love hearing you play, whether it's cover songs or your own stuff. Bugs wants to know if you ever thought of writing commercial jingles.
Like hopefully I get picked up by like any company because like this is my first release, so we're gonna see how it goes. I would be down to write for anything, whether it's a movie theater, a movie soundtrack, whether it's one of those commercial jingles that you're talking
Right.
about, um, background music, anything. I'm down to write, compose, join any type of those projects. I'm open minded to it. So if I haven't done it, I'm willing to
Sounds
do it.
good.
Yeah.
Peter Haywood wants to know if you've ever been to the UK or South Africa.
I've been to the UK. I haven't been to South Africa. I heard that it's both places are beautiful. I would really love to go to South Africa sometime.
Um,
But yeah,
Now,
I
so
love
you've been in New
traveling.
York all your life?
I've been living in New York for the majority of my life. Yeah, I've lived in when I went to college for a little bit. I lived in Connecticut, and then when I 2 years ago I was living in New Jersey. But now I'm in New York, and I plan to stay. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
the gifts.
Blank.
That's very
Appreciate you, brother.
nice.
So, Mike, what's your favorite thing about New York?
My favorite thing about New York is the diversity. Is like there's so many different types of. Thank you again for the gifts. There's so many different types of of people and cultures, and you could just learn so much and just like it's a different world out here, like compared to like how you guys live. Something like New York, there's a lot of crazy opportunities. Most places you can't get here. It's close to everything. It's just like the center of it all.
So, would it be safe to say you're a people person then?
Absolutely. I don't know what I would do without people. But it's works weird though, because sometimes as much as I as much as I love people, being like I'm extroverted, there are some times where I don't want to talk to anybody, and I just want to be by myself
I
for like
understand that.
a day to just relax, maybe because I'm hustling, I'm pushing, I'm doing a lot. I don't I'm working. I have a full time job as a teacher. And then on top of that, I'm picking up more piano gigs. And then I got this other job now on Saturdays for the music program. So I'm really staying busy with stuff.
Just makes me appreciate more that you took the time to agree with this interview today. Paul wants to know who's your favorite artist to listen to for inspiration.
I like Charlie Puth. His music is incredible. I always did, always will. He's been a huge inspiration for me. We do the same type of stuff. Um, so yeah, those type of artists.
Right on. Peter Haywood wants to know, do you ever drink moonshine?
I never actually tried moonshine. Maybe like a couple years ago, like once or twice, but nah, I'm it's
Yeah,
not.
moonshine's not for everybody, Mike.
Well, moonshine, you don't really come across much moonshine here in New York either.
Right,
Like it's different type of drink in
right.
places.
I grew up. I was born and lived some of my early years in Appalachia. I've got family that used to make moonshine, so you're right. It's New York City's not a place where you'd expect it to be real rough, prevalent, but like up out in the mountains of North Carolina, where my family is, it's pretty popular.
Yeah, that's interesting because like it's like some places it'll be a typical question,
Mhm.
right? Like, oh, you drink moonshine, like it's just like a normal like. But here, if someone asks if you drink moonshine, it'll be like, hey, where are you from? We don't do
Right.
that here,
Bug wants to know if you have a significant
right?
other in your life.
Well, I at the moment I'm single, 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 single. Just focusing on me. My significant other is the piano.
Uh,
That's what I'm married to right
Nothing wrong
now.
with that. So tell me, does PianoMike sing at all?
Piano Mike used to sing. Piano Mike used to be a professional singer when he was a kid. But throughout the years and throughout the time, he just lost interest in singing, and it doesn't tickle the
Right.
fancy
So that means,
anymore. I'd rather do a melody with my right hand than do it with my
so
voice.
you can sing, you just don't. Is that what you're saying?
Like, everybody can sing. It's about up to them about if and people if they're good or not. Anybody could belt out
Yeah.
some tunes, even if they're good or not. It's yeah. I have the ability to sing. And do I think I'm good? Not really, but can I do, like if I wanted to? Can I make a record? I don't know. Maybe I will. Let's see.
Um, uh, I don't know if I've asked you this before. Do you play any other instrument besides piano?
No, I dabbled when I was in elementary school with the
Right.
saxophone, a little bit, but like I'm not gonna quit my day job with the piano. Like that's my thing, and that's what I'm gonna stick to, and like that overtakes any other. I'm not fluent in any other.
Okay. Let me ask you this now. Most musicians that I know will admit they've made mistakes while performing. Um, has that happened? And if it does, do you just kind of play through it and just act like it didn't happen, or how do you handle that?
I made a mistake last night. I did a performance last night in Jersey. My friend invited me to do some original music, and I kind of messed up. I did a few wrong notes, but nobody really notices. And like you have to. My brother is 420 legal. Yes, 420 is legal in New York. So I make mistakes all this about how you just like most of the time the other people aren't noticing. It's you that notices. Mistake isn't really that big
Right.
of a deal as most people think it is, and it's really it happens all the time. But it's about how you
Oh,
recover
okay.
from it.
So, Rockin' Horse, which my friend Karen wants to know, do you play the organ?
Nah, I know that that takes like footwork and stuff like that. I haven't dabbled in that yet. I would like to try it. It's I feel like I can only find an organ in church, and I don't go to church, so maybe I should try to check out a church sometime and see if they could. I don't know. I don't really have access to an organ.
I understand. I'm going to take a few minutes and ask some Clapper specific questions because I do that with every interview. Um,
Yeah.
you've been with Clapper for a long time. What is your favorite thing about Clapper?
My favorite thing about Clapper is the community, like how easy it is. Like if I'm on this, I'll go live, no problem, and I feel comfortable talking to you and like being in this. But if it's any other program, I'm not going live. I'm not going to be involved like I am here because it's just like the personalities here and the friends and the community and you. It's just I don't know what it is, but I guess during the time when Clapper was like really strong during the big shutdown or whatever, something drew me to it, and I stuck with it, and I developed a connection here. So I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah, the people,
Oh,
the community.
It absolutely does, Mike. And I got to tell you, going through my heart attack and surgery and stuff that I went through at the end of December, spending time in the hospital, um, my clapper community, my clapper friends and family the people I call family on here, really, really showed out for me in a way that absolutely overwhelmed me. I was amazed at how many people not just cared. I expected people to care what happened, but there were so many that reached out and wanted to do something to help if they could. And that's why Clapper will always be my favorite, without a doubt, social media app to be on. So I'd absolutely get that. Um, if you were running Clapper, what's one change you would make?
Ooh, if I was running Clapper, one change I would make. I don't. I can't really say anything right now. I haven't really been like that much active. I'll say.
Okay. Peter Haywood wants to know: do you own guns?
I don't own any good, but if I did, I'd probably get in trouble. Yeah, no, I don't. And about the 420, it's still here. You could basically go into any store and buy whatever you want.
Okay. Have you met many Clapper creators since you've been on Clapper?
In person, I feel like I met you in person, but I didn't. But I met in person about two or three other Clapper creators. They came to meet me at the World Trade
Right
Center.
on. Yeah, oh, trust me, if I can ever
So,
get to New
but
York, I'm going to meet you because you're on a fairly
wait. Oh, it's funny though because
fairly
one
short list
time
of people I want to meet.
I was in really interesting. I was in Colombia and I met this friend over there, and we're looking at each other's phones, and then she says, "You got Clapper?" I said, "Yeah." She had Clapper too, and we didn't even know because like I didn't know that. I don't know. It was just when you look at other people's phones, especially here in New York. When I see other people's phones, you nobody else is on Clapper.
Right.
Everyone's got the other app, so like it was interesting to like be in person with somebody and be like, "Oh, you got Clapper? That's so cool." Me too, because family members they don't use Clapper.
It was. Are there Clapper creators you would like to meet yet that you haven't?
I want to meet everybody. I want to meet you. I want to meet so many people from Clapper. I want than I want to on in any other program, and I wish they had another creator social where people can go, and I would definitely go this time. And I regret skipping the one that they did a couple of years ago
The
because
one in
I
Dallas.
really,
I
yeah,
missed that one. That was. It was right after that meetup that I really started getting active on Clapper. So I didn't even know about that meetup until after it was done. But I've been. I,
yeah, I was getting pushed. People were trying to get me to go, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, ah. And then I saw how successful it was, and then afterwards I said, all right, if they do it again the next time, I'm definitely gonna
yeah,
go.
I've been blessed to meet about 30 Clapper creators since I've been on here. Uh,
Wow,
the one that
that's a lot.
I would call most unlikely was Gangster Granny because she lives in Scotland, but she came over for a wedding that I was also invited to, so I got to meet her, which was a lot of fun. Um, I do know that Paul, who is Fear the Reaper, he's the guy screen recording. He's coming back to the States this summer, so I'm hoping to meet him
Nice.
then.
Good. Yeah, that Tank, we gotta meet. We gotta hang out sometime. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're on a
we
short
could
list
do
of
some.
people I
I'll
absolutely
try
want to
some
meet.
moonshine. I'll try some moonshine with you.
We'd have to find out. I don't how to, well, I've got some blackberry moonshine here, but I've had that for like 6 or 8 months already. Um, anyway, Now,
Ronan, come to New York. We'll collaborate, man. Ronan said he'd give a nut to be able to collaborate with Mike.
yeah, and he is one hell of a musician. He plays guitar, he plays bass, he plays drums, he writes music, and he sings as well.
He's incredibly
So,
talented. I listen. I'm his friend. I see him, and I appreciate your passion for music as well. He said, "Bring my
yeah, he, uh, yeah, I consider myself his biggest fan. But when you play, do you are you? I know your style. You said you're. You can you play like any genre of music, or you don't? Is there you like honed into one that you like?
No, I can't play any genre yet. I'm actually like I attempt to do like Chopin songs. Meanwhile, today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Frederick Chopin. His stuff is too hard for me to do right now because like I don't have that classical training where like the finger movements is all fast and everything. So I still have a long ways to go. I mean, as good as people may think I am, I'm still human. There are still limitations to my piano playing, and there's I can't play yet the jazz style. I mean, I'm start to learn that. But yeah, there's a long way to go and a lot to learn, and I don't know a lot.
Okay. Bugs wants to know if you could play with one musician, be they alive or dead, who would it be?
It's not pick one. The bunch like my inspirations, like Scott Storch, Charlie Puth, like those type of people. I would love to like some female singers. I would love to go and makes for like R&B pop singers.
Okay. Paul wants to know, do you class playing piano as being your happy place, or is there something else that's your happy place?
Yeah,
Oh,
as of right now, this is my go-to. It is my happy place. The piano, 100%. Yep.
how much time do you spend practicing?
Every day, at least an hour, at least 1 hour a day, maybe more. Because when I go to work, I jumped. I get there early, so even 5 minutes early to go to work, just so I could play the piano for 5 minutes before I go to work, just so I could get that piece. And then during my lunch break, I don't socialize. I play the piano at lunch, and then afterwards, I'm either going to a gig or a house where I practicing every day for at least an hour a day, at least
Okay.
maybe 2 hours.
Karen asks, what do you teach? Yes, Rockin' Horse. What do you teach and what ages?
I teach special ed for like severely autistic students and Down syndrome, like disabilities, grades 3 to 5, elementary.
Right on. Um,
Yep.
do you all, how, well, I won't say everybody, especially everybody who does some kind of art or something, I'm sure you get constructive criticism. How do you handle that when you get it?
I appreciate it because I don't want someone to gas me up and tell me all these fibs and say, oh yeah, like if something sounds wrong, I want to know about it and I want to know how I could do better. So the constructive criticism, it's nothing bad because that's why it's constructive criticism because it's trying to help you to do better for the next time. As if it were someone who's gonna block me on social media because they don't like what I do, that's a different story.
Right.
But I'm always embracing constructive criticism because that's the best thing that you could get because that's what the audience wants.
Right on. Bugs wants to know if you have a favorite genre of music that centers you.
Um, yeah, I like this new synthetic genre. It's called trap, classical trap. I like mixing different genres together and creating a completely different sound. That's
Right
what I've
on.
been experimenting with lately.
As a musician, do you prefer sticking with music arrangement, or do you like to improvise?
I like to improvise. I don't like going by the book at all. Like if I'm feeling something and if I want to add my own touch to it, I'm gonna add my own touch to it. And I don't like when people are like, "Oh, it's supposed to sound like this." It's not supposed to sound. It's supposed to sound like how it sounds. And I
Right.
know that kind of goes against like what I just said about constructive criticism, but like it's different because I've had somebody like because I'm playing someone else's song and I didn't play it in the same key. They were like, "Oh no, that's wrong," and it's like, "No, it's not wrong. It's just like the way that I choose to do it." And they had a problem with it, and I think the problem is because they were mad that they couldn't transpose it into a different key too, so they got mad at that. But
I
yeah, there's
understand.
some funny people out there.
Peter Haywood asked where in the UK you visited.
I went to London for a few days on like just to visit. When I it was like 15, 20 years ago when I was like 19, 20 years old. I went with a friend and we did the Paris and London tour. So like we went to Paris first and then we took the Euro Rail to London and then we flew back home. It was like a week-long trip.
See a lot of the old historic sites in.
Yeah, we saw Big Ben. We saw the palace. We saw everything that the touristy UK has to offer.
While there, did you eat genuine British cuisine or French cuisine in Paris?
Yeah, yeah. We had the crepes when we went to Paris. We were going into the local shops and trying out everything over there. It was a lot of fun.
That's one thing. I lived in Italy, and that's one of the things I loved about being overseas is eating the local cuisine stuff that you can't. Well, I mean, I lived in Italy. I could get Italian food at home because my mom's Italian.
Right.
My grandmother was born in Sicily, but I've been to Greece, I've been to France, I've been to several different places, and that's one of my favorite things about being over there.
Yeah.
I don't know what this exactly means, Peter, but I'll ask. He wants to know, what did you think of Little English?
What did you think of Little English? I don't know. I don't know what Little English is.
All right, we'll go to Bug's question then. If you could play anywhere in the world, where would it be?
If I could play anywhere in the
I mean,
world,
I know you love playing in New York, but
I want to play at the White House. I'm not going to say for what president, but just to play at the White House for a president of any
right,
time would be like my ultimate dream goal. Just so I could say like I played for the
right,
president in the
absolutely
White House.
respect that.
That's
Yeah,
what I want.
that's very cool. He meant Little England. Again, England is little compared to the United States, so I'm really not sure what you mean exactly, Little England, Peter.
I mean, it's beautiful. Hyde Park is a really nice park to walk around. It's got some good scenes around it.
Yeah. Now, uh, I've been through New York a few times, but I have never really spent any significant time there. If I
Right.
came to New York, besides seeing you play, what would you want to show me about New York that I probably haven't seen before?
I'll take you to Chinatown, show you all the cool spots. It's like a whole different world out here. I could take you to different like different boroughs in New York, like whether you want to go to Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan. There's always some I could give you an option about what you would want to do and take you to different places regarding that. Like that's how much stuff there is to do here.
I'm certainly, I'm, I'm certain it wouldn't be hard to entertain me. I'm easy to entertain
Well,
anyway.
like if you're into music, we could catch a show, either whether it's Broadway or a local sideshow, like not sideshow, but like a local show that's like different than Broadway. There's a lot of music stuff going on. There's basically anything. Any, it depends on what
Ro-
you're into.
Yeah, Ronan says
There's
the
good
art scene in
eats.
New York is
There's
huge.
this really cool Queens. It's called. It's a street, but like it's under a train, and it's in the neighborhood called Jackson Heights, and These different uh uh a small area where like each 5 blocks is a different country. So like you could go around the world on the same block, and like if you're interested in like learning about different cultures, I could take you there and show you around there, and we could go into the stores and try their food. That type of stuff I like to do on my free time.
Yeah, Mike, I definitely need to come to New York to visit, brother. Peter wants to know what was the worst thing you remember about England.
I think that McDonald's was like everything was like expensive, double the price and like half the size.
I can understand.
Their portions are small and their things cost more. But I couldn't remember any like not many bad things about it. It was nice. It was cool.
Do you get nervous before you play in front of people?
I used to a lot, but so I've noticed right when I do a show, whether if it's by myself, like an event, I'm more nervous as if I were to do it as if like me and my friends were performing, whether same place or not. I don't know. Just being around my friends, it just gives me more of a comfort level. By myself, I would get more nervous. Nowadays, it's just like less and after each gig, it just gets less and less of an excitement, and it's more of an adrenaline rush as opposed to
Right.
nervous.
Paul wants to know if there's any chance we can get a sneak preview of the Vision.
Yeah. Let me see how I could do this. I'll
Welcome in, Bruce. Well, hopefully he'll have a good signal and where he can play a little snippet of the Vision.
Sorry. Am I still here?
You are now,
All
yes.
right, my bad. I was going in to see if I could send you. I'm gonna send you the file, and then do you know how you play it? Do you able to play it?
Uh, I don't know if I can play it where because I don't have my mixer set up. If I played it, it would be hard for people to hear it. I plan on buying it too, Ronan.
You could video of it on my page. I think, but you know what? I'm trying to think of. Just wait. It's gonna be out. You're gonna know. You'll see. And thank you, whoever buys it. It's greatly appreciated. I, I'm not really doing it for the money. I'm just doing it for the exposure. Yeah, I have a couple of like sections in some of the videos where I do play it, but it's
Right.
nothing full. But when it comes out and when it's ready, you'll know. I still have to upload it to the because that's a whole separate thing that you have to do personally because the distribution company that I have it automatically distributes it to every other platform, but it doesn't do it to Clapper.
I understand. And I've heard pieces of it in your video, but I'm eager to hear the whole thing when I have the opportunity. And like Ronan says, it's worth waiting for. Um, how many original pieces of music have you written?
Up to date, probably. There's only one that's out there, but I have like about like 8 or 9 or almost 10 in my head. That's in the that's forming that I'm gonna record this year soon. So this year has a lot of big things coming regarding my music, and so far it's been a really great start. Since January, I've noticed that like has been increasing, and there's been consistently progress. So I'm really happy about that.
Oh, it's absolutely, and I love your music. Whether you're doing cover music or your own original stuff, just watching you play makes my fingers hurt because I I can't do it. I have arthritis, but just it's amazing. It's like watching Ronan play a guitar. And I
Thank
have
you.
one that he gave me. I'm trying to learn to play. Arthritis is not a helpful part of that, but I'm still trying. Um, what do you say to kids that want to learn to play? How do you encourage them to get started?
I
I
always
get
tell them
frustrated.
do. I tell them and their parents. I say do it if you want to do it. Don't do it because someone else wants you to do it.
Right.
That's the main thing, because a lot of times when the kids they get the pressure from their parents, and then they end up holding a resentment towards not just their parents but towards the piano too, because they associate that feeling of, oh, I have to do this because my parents are telling me to, as opposed, I always tell them like, hey, if you like this, do it because you want to. Do it because someone else wants you to do it, and that's really important to me.
Absolutely. Welcome in, Faith. It's good to see you. That's Cast Iron Ovaries, in case you don't know who Faith is, Mike. She just
Oh,
came in. Um, as a musician and somebody who's written your own songs, what do you think is the most important element of the song? Its complexity, the emotional impact, or is it just the hook?
I'm optimist, and if there's something wrong with it, it's not ready for other people to hear. So if I'm gonna put something out there, everything has to be catchy, and it just has to be like a polished product.
Absolutely understand that. Welcome in, Kim. It's good to see you. Um, if I could, Mike, I want to take a minute and let everybody know because we are back on track to doing interviews from week to week. And I want to announce that next week my guest will be toy extraordinaire, uh, known to her friends as Erin. She's if you follow her on here, you already know who I'm talking about. She's got such a really cool toy collection and stuff that takes me back to my childhood, even. So I'm really looking forward to that interview.
That would be fun. How often do you do interviews?
What?
Once a week?
Well, I'll be doing them every Sunday now since I'm starting back. I was interviewed by Paul 2 weeks ago, and it was my first. It was the first Big Tank Talk interview since my time in the hospital, since before my heart attack. Um, but now we are back on track. Uh, you agreed to be interviewed today. I got Aaron next week. I have Ankles 2.0 who provided this recliner I'm sitting in now to make sure I
Nice.
have everything I need for my recovery. And then hey, Paul, do you remember who I got after Ankles? I know somebody just agreed. I forgot to write it down. While I figure that out, Peter Haywood wants to know: do you have any pets, like, or do you like cats and dogs?
I grew up having dog pets my whole life. Um, I'm allergic to cats. I'm also allergic to dogs too, but if it's like shedding a little bit, I'll develop the tolerance for it, and I'll just see. I love animals. I love animals probably more than humans. It's just something about them. They don't talk back, I guess. But uh, I am a massive pet lover, and I accept it all around.
Oh yeah,
Animal right.
we have two dogs and a cat here. We love animals here. We don't just love dogs and cats, though. We love all animals. You know, rabbits, horses, cows, you name it. We are a pro animal family here. And Paul, remember this name for me, Shade Reaver. He's the fourth one out from Mike. And Shade Reaver is like the guru of 3D printing. So if
Oh,
that
that's
stuff
so
interests you at
cool.
all, that'd definitely be a good interview to partake. You know, just to because I plan on asking him lots of stuff about 3D printing and stuff.
Yeah, I
So I'm
got
really looking forward to
I
it.
gotta I gotta check that because I want to know about that too.
Yeah, I've reviewed a few. I've had a few friends that say, "Yeah, I'm getting a 3D printer. Trying to figure out which is the best one to get." I'm like, "Oh, contact Shade Reaver. He owns 13 3D printers. The
Wow.
guy he and he's been doing it a while, and he can tell you which are the best of the current models, but he can also tell you what was best when he started, which has been several years. So they've gotten better, and he does make some cool things. I've got a couple of dinosaur dragons that he made.
And he shows it on his page. I gotta check it out.
I'm sure he does. Um, I'm really looking forward to that. I might even learn something. You never know.
Right. Yeah, I was always fascinated by those 3D printers because like it's like how do you put something on a screen and then actually have it produced right there in
Right?
front of your face.
Yeah, I do
It's
know they take some
magical.
time, but like I asked him, and last night we were in live with Jeff, which is ASC car guy, and I had asked him about the time it takes to print stuff, and he said with because they keep up, with technology continuing innovating, the time it takes to print stuff now is about half of what it used to be. That's pretty awesome.
Right. It's keep on getting faster. Yeah.
So,
That's great.
what is the best piece of advice you would give to somebody coming to Clapper for the first time?
Be careful for the toxic people because there are toxic people on here that will try to take you down, and you got to be strong and be emotionally intelligent.
Right on. That's absolutely great advice.
Seriously, if you're gonna try to come on here and create, expect the backlash because people are here for that, and I've noticed that. And that's also one thing that I would change about this app is like there should be like more consequences or like something should be controlled about the bullying that goes on here.
Absolutely agree with that. Very much so. The Bugs wants to know if you could talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you say to your younger self now?
I would say whatever you did, just do whatever you did opposite. No, no. I would tell myself, hang in there. You're doing a great job, and just keep on going, and just continue to be grateful. I mean, I don't really have that many regrets. Like we all go through life and our trials and tribulations and our challenges and challenges. Is I don't
I,
like to go back to try to change things. I like to encourage and just
right.
try to make things better.
Now, now, see, Mike, I'm a father and a grandfather, and I've kind of taken the attitude about it. Um, we can tell our children till we're blue in the face what mistakes not to make because we made them, and they're still going to do it. It's just part of growing up. You grow up, you make mistakes, you learn from it, and then you hope when you become a parent that you raise better people than you are. That's what
Yeah.
every parent hopes for. Um, So that's what you're. I think your attitude on it's absolutely spot on. You know, even if you do have regrets, you know, spin it in a way that's positive for you, because you're going to make mistakes. You've done it. I've done it. Every one of us listening to this, we've made mistakes in our lives. We just haven't dwelt in those. You
Right.
don't stay in it. You learn from it and you grow from it. So that's
Yeah,
absolutely great advice.
it's okay to feel bad about something you've done that might have not been. What are you gonna just continue to dwell and suffer for the rest of your life? No, snap out of it from it and move on and try to think about more positive stuff. I know it's a lot easier said than done, and it takes a lot of like cognitive behavioral therapy to really use, but like it's so helpful. It just changes your mindset about things. You don't have to go deep down into the underworld with that.
Absolutely.
Because
All
the
right, I'm
mind
giving Peter the
takes
last question.
yeah.
Peter gets the last question from the chat, and he wants to know what's the worst social media platform you've ever used.
Uh Probably TikTok. I would have to say TikTok. They just it's I'm not thrilled by it. It's like it's the one it's like the so that's why.
Yeah, I don't. To me, there's just too much negativity. Uh, a lot more bullying there than there is on Clapper, although there's plenty on here as well. At this point, Mike, uh, this is where I offer my guest an opportunity to do a shout out of your choosing.
What does that mean? Like
Like um, in the past, I've had my shout out 2 weeks ago was for Tabby and Lizzie. That's my significant other and
a
our
shout out.
12-year-old, because they helped me. They're helping me so much in my recovery from my heart surgery and stuff. So the shout out could be for a song you wrote, like The Vision coming out on the 13th. You can reemphasize that for your shout out. You can shout out your mom and dad, whatever whatever is important to you.
Yeah, I want to shout out to all the people that have me blocked on here. I don't know who they are, but I know that there are some people on here that I didn't do anything to you. That's it.
Right. All right. That's Mike. I really, really, and I've been looking forward to this. I really wanted you to be the first interview for 2026, but you know, but my heart attack and surgery changed things for me.
Things
Um,
happen, and I'm
and
glad
other
that
than
I'm happy to see you rocking and rolling, and you're looking great. You're doing great. I could see you, and that makes my day. So thank you, Big Tank, and I always support whatever you have going on. I'm here for it.
Mike, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, brother. There's a reason you were the first live interview I did in 2025, and the reason I wanted you to be the first one for 2026. You're one of my favorite people I've met on Clapper, and one on it. Like I said, you're on a short list of people I intend to meet before I pass on. So, thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Tank, and it's been a pleasure. And anyone has any other questions, in an informal way, you could just reach out to me via DM anyhow. So I'm always here. Got lots of respect for you, Big Tank. Shout out to Ronan, everyone else on here. Appreciate your participation.
And with that, guys, wonderful interview, Mike. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys around Clapper.
Sounds good. Take care, everybody. Don't forget.